Hey, how's it going? Rohan here, founder of Uability, and welcome to this brand new video where I have a special guest with me whose name is Sachin Hebar. Now, Sachin is a holistic health coach and he's the founder of a company called as Self Healers Hub, right? Now, before working with us not too long ago, Sachin was doing a lot of level 1, level 2 kind of workshops and webinars, because of which, he was selling low ticket products and courses online that helps other people with their gut problems and health related issues. Now, unfortunately, when ad costs and everything started going up and competition also started going up, Sachin started facing resistance and his ads started becoming less and less profitable. So he decided to ditch this old model that he was following and apply a new model of getting high ticket clients consistently. And just by applying that, he was able to achieve his lifetime goal that he had set for himself, his yearly goal, whatever he made in a period of 6 months since joining Uability, right? Now we will go deeper into this interview. In fact, we are going to also discover how not just like you can benefit from this interview business wise, but we're going to discuss a lot of health related topics as well that Sachin talks about in this interview. So I'm super excited to have you on in this video and have you consume it. But that being said, here's the quick note that I want to put out while recording this video. Unfortunately, I only recorded one part of the screen, which was Sachin's part. I know you might be thinking, wow, this guy runs this company and doesn't even know how to record. And this also happened in my previous video. Some glitch with Zoom, but point is my face wasn't recorded, my voice was recorded, but all the time it's focused on Sachin. So please ignore that. If you want, like, you can also listen to this audio wise, maybe you're driving or whatever, it'll be much more easier. Otherwise, if you don't mind seeing Sachin's face, go see the video too, right? So yeah, let's get straight into the interview. Hey everyone, Rohan here, founder of Uability, and today I have Sachin with me. And if anybody wants to know what's the definition of your dream client, it's Sachin, right? So I'm just like personally so fortunate to have him as part of our Uability family. And again, the kind of results that Sachin has been able to achieve are phenomenal in the fitness niche, especially. So yeah, like Sachin, before I even get started and talk about the results that you've achieved, if you don't mind, can you just tell everyone a little bit about your background? What exactly do you do, and how did you arrive in this position?
All right. So, hello everyone who's watching, and thank you, Rohan, for having me here. And yes, so what I do is I help working professional, boost their digestion by mastering my unique gem triangle, the gut emotion mindset triangle. Yes, and I help my clients do this without strict restrictive diets or difficult exercises, or without investing on expensive supplements. Right? So I do this, and how did I arrive at this is I was in I was doing a corporate job, yeah, till 2018, 7 years almost. I was in the corporate, and I was a UI developer, building websites, building UI. And in 2018 there was a big shift for me. I lost my mother to cancer, and later it made me rethink about what I was doing. And since I was in a background of home with a lot of Ayurvedic knowledge, I thought of starting something on my own, using Ayurveda to help people become healthy. And that's when the journey started for me in 2019. And slowly I started doing webinars, and I started working with clients, and slowly I was seeing results with my clients. And then I found Uability. Then that's when I started really expanding my mindset and really wanting to make a difference to my clients, right? So that's when I started doing a lot of one-to-one coaching. I invested a lot in my learning, and that's how I come to this point.
Fantastic. I mean, Sachin, firstly, I didn't know that you were into UI UX. So the fact that you actually shifted your journey into fitness, and there's like a reasoning behind it and a cause behind it. I think, like, it's really awesome. So Sachin, if you don't mind, can you elaborate more upon the specifications of what you do? You said that you help with gut healing, right? So what exactly is gut healing, and why is this such a big problem that you decide to solve today?
Got it. That's a beautiful question, Rohan. See, from what I have learned in Ayurveda, so all the diseases, start from the digestive system. All right. So I had read a quote from the father of the modern medicine, Hippocrates. Right. So he had written all diseases begin in the gut.
Okay.
Right. And my brother is an MD in Ayurveda and is a doctor. And when I spoke to him regarding the health challenges people face, he always used to tell this word to me, that it's always about the gut health. Every disease starts in the gut. Any disease you look at it, like diabetes, like asthma, like cancer, like sinus issues, if you look at arthritis, if you look at obesity, if you look at blood pressure, all the diseases which people face is coming from the gut.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's where it's starting, and from there it's manifesting as a bigger disease. So for me, I really love gardening, and I always used to look at, whenever the plants are bad, always I look at the root. And for
Hmm.
me, it was a very natural way to work on helping people at the root. That's the gut health. So that's where I started working on. That was the concept through which I started working on gut health. And when I dive deep, there are three reasons, three critical things for gut health. That's the food and the emotion and the mindset, right? So that's the concept through which I started building on, and then I started implementing it myself and on my clients. Yes,
Right.
and that's when I started seeing, diabetes going down for many of my clients,
Wow.
losing weight. Yeah, I could see that. So for me, the critical part was every disease begins in the gut, and that's what Ayurveda advocates, and that's when I started working there.
Got it. So, Sachin, is this only for people who are, let's say, suffering from problems like diabetes, or let's say somebody like myself who just wants to take care of his health, right, and wants to avoid these diseases in the future? Can I also implement it, or who is it for?
Yes, yes. One thing is, the concept of people who are having the disease.
Right.
And second thing is preventive measure, right? So Ayurveda actually gives a lot of focus to the first point, that is the prevention. It says preventing is easier rather than curing the disease, right?
Right.
So as coming back to your question on whether you being a healthy person, if can you implement it, yes, 100%. I've been working with many of my clients who are doing fairly good enough in their health. However, they want to be in a prevention zone and keep that for a longer time. And gut keeping your gut clean and digestive system strong is the best way to be healthy, right? In a preventive aspect as well.
Got it, man. That makes sense. So, if let's say you want to share maybe some ideas or tips that, a person like myself or anybody watching this video, what can they start doing like right now, Sachin, that will allow them to improve their gut health, or avoid these diseases in the future, or maybe, start taking care of the diseases that they are suffering from right now? So
Got it.
any tips that you would like to share?
Yeah, yes, it will be great. Yeah. So actually, what I've zeroed in on after working with a lot of clients right now is five things to keep our gut healthy, right? One is the food you put into your system. Yes,
Right.
food. Second is having good sound sleep. Yes.
Okay.
So what I've realized by working with clients is, they sacrifice sleep as a measure to success.
Hmm.
So they want to be successful. They cut down on 3 hours sleep, 4 hours sleep, 5 hours
Hmm.
sleep, and that messes up the gut. Since when you mess up your sleep, your hormones get messed up. You eat more, and your gut is gone. So sleep. Third is using the power of breath, the breathing, using the pranayama and the alternate breathing techniques. Yes. Then fourth is, activity, being physically active. Being physically active is very critical for the gut, because when you move, the gut will move. So all your, problems with the gut start going down when you actually have being good physically active. So these are four things, eating what, food, yeah, and then, breathing, right, then, being physically active, and then handling your stress well.
Wow, those
These
are
are
some
four high level
insightful
stuff.
tips.
Yeah.
Right. That's really helpful. So, okay, sleep, one thing that I'm sure of, like a lot of people watching this video would be like business owners or like really ambitious people. And, in order to really achieve these goals, they might be thinking, hey, if I can just sleep 4 hours, I could still achieve my goals. But as Sachin pointed out, in the long term, it's really harming you more than helping you, right? So yeah, Sachin, and when it comes to like figuring out, what to eat and what's like good for your health, Sachin, there are so many diets in today's time, right? Everybody's recommending some sort of mechanism, right? So what is like the shortest way you could explain to somebody watching this video how to go about selecting what kind of food they should eat?
Got it, got it. So that's a good question, Rohan. So what I have helped, see my clients, right? So to eat, is very unique. Okay. So what I've understood, each and every person is unique. Okay. So as a simple measure, what I have learned, in my coaching as well, what I have learned after learning a lot on my health, the diet, right? It filters down to the basics. Four things for, to keep it clean. Four things are required, fruits, good helping of fruits, vegetables, eating whole grains. Yes, then, having a good amount of protein, and drinking enough water, and using good quality fats and oils is the, trick to actually get enough carbohydrates, proteins, and fats into our system.
So
Right.
not eating carbs directly, like bread
Yes.
or rice. So avoiding those things.
Yes. So what I generally look at is whole grains. So whole grains is something where you look at complex carbohydrates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at bread, pasta, rice, everything is polished off,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it is going to give you simple carbohydrates. And when
Mm-hmm.
you get simple carbohydrates, it's just going to give you that energy, and then you'll crash.
Right.
Complex carbohydrates are having fiber, then, then they will keep you full for a long time. And third important thing, what I have seen in before ancestors in the Ayurvedic scriptures, they say that they had a lot of fiber, and
Right.
that's one element which is missing in our generation, the fiber. And that is
Mm-hmm.
because,
Which
we
comes from
started using.
vegetables, right?
Yes, and
Okay.
we started using simple carbohydrates like polished off rice, polished wheat. So we started using a lot of polished grains, and that's where the whole grains component started reducing in our diet, and we started seeing a lot of diseases.
Right. Wow, that's insightful. I mean, this was supposed to be a business interview, but I thought if we have an expert, why not, learn about this new subject as well. So, Sachin, clearly you have so much knowledge about this. So tell me, Sachin, now before you even joined Uability, like, and when you initially started doing this coaching thing, right? How was that going, and what exactly was happening, or what kind of problems were you suffering from because of which you decided, maybe I should check out this Uability company?
Got it, got it. So Rohan, see, now before I actually spoke with your ability, you and Pratham. So I was doing webinars, I was doing WhatsApp classes. It was good in the initial spaces. I was looking at least 3x ROI. And
Mhm.
slowly and steadily, when a lot of people started coming in, I saw that there was a loss of investment. I was barely breaking even,
Right.
right? And then I saw that, I was not able to serve everyone
Hmm.
honestly. And uh, and it was a, I was at loggerheads in with my mission. My mission is to help working professionals get their digestion good, have that good digestion, and I was not able to do that, because there were so many people, and I was not able to give the personal attention, right?
Right.
And I was not able to serve them fully. And then I could see a lot of dropping off from my community, and then my night people not attending because of lack
Right.
of personal attention. And that for me, was something not powerful, right? So that's when I decided, I saw UAbility's ad, and then I was like, let's have a call. And that's how I discovered UAbility. And when I started speaking with Pratham, I realized, I looked at where the problems are, and then I started to get to work.
Awesome, man. That's like insightful. So let's talk about the first subject that I'm sure that a lot of people are suffering from, which is their ads return going down, right? So you told me that you started breaking even, but did you try doing those, upsells and, offering different kind of levels to your clients in order to become profitable, or you didn't try doing that?
I did try doing the upsell, Rohan. I did do that. And however, I could see that, when I'm doing those upsells, there was a lot of drop. Again, then not much people attending the upsell webinar, right?
Right.
And then I could see that it leaves people frustrated. It left my client, like, Sachin, ye kya hai? Abhi aapne bola, this one you will get the result. Now you're saying this one. So there was a lot of mismatch there for me, right?
Right.
Then when I started doing the one-to-ones is when I'm seeing great results in my clients, right?
Okay.
And for me, the upsell was, it left people confused. It left my clients confused. And I believe clarity is power.
Right.
I do not believe in confusion, and confusion will leave my clients frustrated. And that's not the
Got it.
experience I want them to leave when they work with Self Healers Hub, right? So for me, that was it. So I tried upsell. However, then it was not leaving my clients confused.
Got it. Makes sense. And the other thing that you mentioned is that you wanted to give that personalized help to your clients so that they could get better results, right? Because as you explained, that when you try to serve many people, you can't give them that level of attention and detail that allow you to really get amazing results. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Great. So all these were your problems, and then you booked a call with a team. How did that go? And considering such in today's time, as you know, that there is like so many different kind of courses and coaching being offered out there. So my question is that I'm sure that you keep investing in yourself regularly, but out of like so much competition, why did you decide that I should pay UWT this decent amount that we were charging? Why did you pick us over everyone else?
See, Rohan, why I picked UAbility is because, frankly, it was due to the call,
Hmm.
right, with Pratham. And when I saw that, when he spoke to me, it
Mm-hmm.
was very evident that he was trying, and you guys were trying to help.
Right.
There was no pushy sales.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for me that was very critical,
Got it.
right?
Makes sense.
That really like resonated with me, because when I started doing that with my clients, they were so happy to invest.
Mm-hmm.
And I was left with the same feeling when I invested with your ability.
Right.
Because see, I have invested in many courses before, Rohan, and many of them I may have not even logged into.
Okay.
Right, it's just because of some pressure I may have invested.
Got
However,
it.
I chose UAbility over everything else because I wanted to look at personal attention,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe that being a mentor is always good to have that personalized attention, have that niche help.
Mm-hmm.
And as you say in your course system, that to attract high ticket, you got to be a high ticket buyer, right?
Right.
So for me, I that's why I chose viewability, because I could see that you were getting results, and I saw your YouTube channel. I saw a lot of results. I could see many people whom I knew also, going into viewability and getting the results. right? And thirdly, the call left me feeling happy and left me feeling understood, and that's why I chose to work with your ability.
Got it. Awesome, man. That's like really insightful. Now, Sachin, when you joined and when you made the payment, you got access to everything, right? The whole thing, whole journey started. Tell me about your initial week so that, anybody maybe watching this video who just recently started our program, like, how did you go about navigating your way through and getting your first high ticket client?
All right, that's a great journey actually. So for me, what I did when I started is, when I went into the first week, right, the week zero, the foundation, you told about time management,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something I actually have inculcated in myself, and I've also offered to some of my clients, who
Right.
are struggling with time management.
Mm-hmm.
Though like they say I don't have time for health and all those
Mm-hmm.
excuses. So for me, that was very critical. And so the technique you had mentioned about the
Right.
time management, I used that and made time to watch usability courses, watch 1 hour, right? So then I started working on outbound
Mm-hmm.
marketing. So what I did is I had a good amount of people who I had served through the my initial gut detox workshops in the last 2 years. I had good number of followings on Instagram.
Right.
So what I did is I just made a link on
Mm-hmm.
Calendly. I made a small link of 15 minutes, and then I started booking calls.
Right.
And yeah, so from that level, and then also I started speaking to my community, inner circle community as well, who I may have not given the full attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I started I thought I let me speak, so
Mm-hmm.
I called them, booked a call.
Right.
Yes.
Got
And
it.
then I started speaking with them. Then I started conversing with them, using your sales framework,
Mm-hmm.
using the framework, leaving the clients left understood and happy. And then, initially, then it helped me. So when I started with, the basic price you mentioned in your courses, I
Mm-hmm.
started with that. And once I got 5 to 6 clients, then I, increased my prices because I was seeing results and I was seeing a 90% success rate.
Got it.
So that's how I
Wow.
landed my first
90%
$1 million.
success rate. I think like more than the money, I think this metric is something that most people ignore. And
Yeah.
congratulations, Sachin. Like that's amazing.
That's what really is very fulfilling for me when I see I can give that client attention and I see they're walking out with results,
Mm-hmm.
and they're becoming independent finally.
Wow. That's amazing. So, Sachin, like, how was the feeling like when you first got that high ticket sale, the first client? Like, tell me a little bit more about that.
Rohan, that feeling was amazing for me, because I'll tell you what, before I never used to think that my coaching is worth this much.
Right.
The moment I actually was able to demand and ask for it,
Mm-hmm.
that's when it shifted for me inside, and I'm like, really it means a lot to people.
Wow.
The feeling was very powerful, and it left me feeling wanting more, and it left me feeling that this is the beginning.
How did you go about, like, this is one important thing that you mentioned. How did you go about shifting your mindset that, you should go from charging this low ticket amount to charging this premium amount? Because most people, they are like, they feel underconfident, and especially when they come from the webinar background, it's difficult to take that jump. So how did you have that mindset shift within you?
See, again, there is one this in your course, in your ability elite, we have a mindset module, and
Mm-hmm.
in that there is a concept of the current self and the desired self, right? So I had concept, knowing the concept, and then when I actually charged high as a desired self,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then when I actually saw my client saying to me that I was scared that I will be on medicine for whole life, and but now I have reversed my disease, I'm
Wow.
doing good. And that's when I actually realized, and I asked him, can you put a price to this? and they're saying it's priceless. So I'm like, why am I charging so less? Yeah.
Wow.
So that's when I really understood that, it means a lot to them, to all. And by not charging high or by not charging the worth,
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually, blocking the karmic flow of money.
Right.
And I'm doing that. That's what I was looking at, by not charging my worth, I'm blocking the karmic flow of money. And
Right.
because if I'm not charging my worth, it leaves me feeling bad, right?
Hmm.
And it leaves me feeling unsatisfied. And then if I'm unsatisfied, then I can't attract even more, or I can't
Exactly.
really go with that energy. So for me, that's the mindset shift. I felt like when as I was investing in myself and from Uability Elite, I understood that. You know
Hmm.
what? It's not going to work if I'm not going to charge my worth.
Hmm.
And that's when the shift happened, and that's when my client said it was so valuable for them. Then it's time for them to really value it.
Wow. Like that's actually a great point. And also think about this. When a client really pays less, right? They don't fully implement the program that you have to, offer to them.
Yes.
So, for example, like as Sachin was saying, that he got some courses in the past that he has not even logged in yet, right? So probably that, the feeling of taking action also comes when you are really fully committed to a cause. Don't you agree?
Yes, I do, Rohan. Yes, I do. Yes, I
Hmm.
do. Okay, so because in Uability as well, I started implementing as the structure is given.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that happened because I invested a decent amount with Uability, right?
Right.
And that's the reason I still go into the vault and keep learning from it. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, see, sometimes what happens is you have amazing support through the two group calls you do, and however, the content sometimes answers most of the questions, and sometimes not really required to jump in on the call. Only if I need a very specific help,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I jump in, because
Right.
content is answering everything for me. You're given all the templates, you're given everything, to me. So it's actually helping me, and it's really moving me forward. And whenever I'm like, once I invest that high amount, right, what's happened is I said that it's time to really take action rather than keep investing everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So in kind of that, you actually helped me save a lot of money. So I don't,
Actually, because you end
yeah.
up wasting so much time when you're going from like program to program. Just take one and stick to it and see the result yourself. And then if it doesn't work, then change, right?
Yeah,
So,
so that's clear for me, right? So now if I have any doubt in business, I again go and refer to the content or the niche or
or the
anything,
calls.
or the calls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome, man. Wow. So I think, Sachin, this was insightful. Now, one thing I'm sure everybody watching this video is waiting for. Sachin, let's talk about numbers, right? So what were you doing before joining Uability, and how much are you doing now with your high ticket selling system?
See, Rohan, if I have to put it in a very simple way, right? If I have to put it in numbers, before, right, I was like 1x or 1.5x,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, if I have to put it, it's at 8x,
Wow. 8x
right?
return on investment?
Yeah, so I will tell you very frankly that the point of recording this video, both of us, right? Once I joined Uability, I not spent 1 rupee on ads yet.
Wow. All this is free clients you got like without spending any money?
Yeah, I did not go for ads yet, because when I went through your outbound strategies, I had an idea myself, and I started using what's there first.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, as I told again in the sales calls, Pratham mentioned me that you start with organic,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Absolutely.
so I started building that, right? And
Absolutely.
then once I have the cash flow, it's when I start moving into ads,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
That
for
is
me,
the smart way, because what a lot of people do is I know people who go and take loans to run ads, and that is definitely not the recommended strategy.
got it. Yeah. So for me, that's what it is, Rohan. So before it was 1.5x, now it's like 8x. And within like in 3 to 4 months, I was able to completely, invest into Uability's program. And within 2 months of joining Uability, I was able to make double of what I invested with
Wow.
Uability. And currently, as of now, I would say I have made 4 times of what I have invested with Uability currently,
Wow.
like on
So
today.
how much your monthly income would be at now as compared to before?
So before it would, it would be around 50 to 80.
Right.
As of now, I'm seeing an average of 2 to 3.
Wow,
50 lakhs
man.
per month.
Congratulations, Sachin. I'm
Yeah.
so happy. And this, by the way, everyone watching this is pure profit because Sachin is not putting money on ads as compared to before when he was like investing money in ads in order to get that income, right?
Yes.
Got it. Congratulations, Sachin. Like, I'm super proud of you. How are you feeling now?
It's really humbling, Rohan, to see sometimes the balance. It's a humbling experience for me, and it leaves me believing that it's possible even for me, to a middle class person, middle class guy, to actually make it happen. Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
And like this is just the start. I'm with you. And I'm sure that, like by next year, like this will be a lot even more. And obviously you will keep on achieving, pinnacles of success because you're doing such a wonderful job and you're solving such a big problem. And considering now that you have us by your side, we're gonna make sure that we keep helping you scale, right? Awesome.
Yes.
So, Sachin, last thing I wanted to ask you is, let's say, if you could go and talk to Sachin, 2, 3 years ago, Sachin who recently started his, coaching, or Sachin who was doing the webinars and everything. If you could give that Sachin who's in the health industry, if you could give that Sachin some advice or any tips, right? What would that be?
All right. So for me, that tip would be, find mentors who have made it happen for
Mhm.
themselves. Learn, follow, implement.
Wow.
These 3 things: learn, follow, and then just implement what's there. Yes. So that's what I tell my clients, and that's what I practice as well. So that's what I would say to Sachin, if he was get starting. Learn from the best, follow, and then implement, because success leaves clues.
Wow. Absolutely. Like, this was fantastic, Sachin. Thank you so much for taking out the time and sharing these tips. Sachin, if anybody watching this video, let's say they want to get in touch with you, or maybe they want to know more about gut healing, how can they best reach out to you?
See, Rohan, I am available on social media under the name Self Healers Hub, on Facebook, on YouTube, and Instagram. So you can search on Instagram as Self Healers Hub, you'll find me, and in YouTube as well, where I have around 120 plus videos on gut health, emotional health, and mindset on YouTube as well, and Facebook. And
Right.
on Facebook also, I have a group of 1,000 plus members, counting a private group called Self Healers Hub. So that's the best way to reach out with me, or book a 15-minute free clarity call with me to discover where you are in your health, and let's really understand challenges about your health. That's all.
Wonderful. So what I'll do is I'll ask for these links from Sachin and I'll put them in the description below. Anybody interested, definitely check out Sachin. He's super talented and a dream client, definitely has been wonderful to work with. So yeah, and other than that, if you're interested in working with us, by all means, check out our free video training that's given in the description. That's what Sachin watched before joining, and you can also have the clarity call with our team if you want to grow your business. So thanks, Sachin, you are awesome, and congrats on your success, and hope this keeps growing even more.
Yeah, you two are awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.